From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big, bold, beautiful day along the coast, and time for your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 with incredible news like you haven't heard in a long time. A monthly stimulus check, well, yes, now confirmed in the fourth stimulus recon. Lots of checks are now confirmed, including the incredible return of hazard pay. Money for seniors, money for tending for seniors, nearly $4,000. Money for a bike, money for a car, money to fix your house. What is this? It's deliciousness, and it's what Purple Hawks do best and what donut guys do worse. It's all the fourth stimulus recon. The bill, the first 600 pages have been released, OMG, and LALATE has the bill for you. It's on this early morning's broadcast, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, lots of these checks. We're going to go over some of these checks, and some of them are monthly. Then we'll be cutting to the big money that is also proposed for the fourth stimulus recon, and why we are at the edge of the finish line, because the deadline is just around the corner. I have those details and more as we go into a big morning. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and the deliciousness starts right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica on Early Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. I've never been so excited before in a long time because your fourth stimulus recon has been released. The first 600 pages of that bill released, and I'm going to go over it for you. And there is just a lot of checks in there. Checks of all kinds, monthly checks, annualized checks, thousands of dollars of checks, $8,000, $4,000, checks for benefits, checks for all different types. I haven't seen checks like this in a long time. It's the fourth stimulus recon, and the first details have now been released, and I'll have them I'll have them on this early morning's broadcast for you as well. Then we cut to the big other sums of money that are proposed in this recon, and why this recon will be deliciousness for the Purple Hawks, but a little bit confusing for Donut Guy. I have all the details and more. And then, of course, we cut to those MSCs, the application, no, the automated checks. All those details and more in a big broadcast. It's slightly different because there's so much breaking news. I'm excited for you to join me on this big Early Mornings LA. So subscribe. So good morning. How are you? Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, too. 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. Currently playing live on this channel. And then I'm back with you on our new hit show, Countdown Mornings LA at 7 a.m. or Mornings Countdown LA at 7 a.m. Then back at live at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. with Morning's Crypto, and then 11 a.m. with Noontime. Wow, a lot of details across the board. Have you signed up for those LA alerts? Well, you should, because you would have gotten the alert when the bill first 600 pages were released. That's why you want to be part of those LA alerts. It's at news.la.com. Put your name and email address in there, and you'll get alert when something happens. Watch for that confirmation email. Hit the blue button, and you are ready to rock and roll. Let's get to those monthly stimulus checks. House of Senate, House, Senate, and House. Who wants you to have a stimulus check? They all do. And their slight differences in the proposals, but they're all very similar. We have AOC and Omar calling for a monthly stimulus check, $2,000. Warren, Wyden, and Sanders calling for a monthly stimulus check. Then we have the House bill, cut back to that second. House Ways and Means calling for a first stimulus check. And then an American petition signed by nearly 4 million signatures calling for a monthly stimulus check. But the one that's captivated country still has been that House bill. That is pandemic plus 1 year. That would result in a monthly stimulus check of $1,000 a month. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now. Vote House or Senate, House or Senate, in that live chat, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. Who gets that fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got third, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 or less, you get one as well. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get one as well. Double it, a family of 4, you get one. Quadruple it, says the Democrats. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get one as well. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check would not be a different amount for different people. And the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you're out the beach and the check waves at you, it's the German check. It's not the U.S. check. And if it kisses you on two cheeks, it's the Italian check. Grazie. There you go. And boy, really exciting details in the second half of this video. The bill released, the first 600 pages. Wow, what happened, LALATE? Yes, it was the weekend. Did you tune off? I think you did. I think you were watching the game. Did your team lose their opening football game? I'm sorry if they did, but you're going to win today with LALATE. So that's coming up. The first 600 pages of the Recon bill released. Wow. Then we'll cut to the big deliciousness of what else is in the Recon, and then we'll go to the big details of that incredible MSC battleground. But first, let's get some money, because this money is available right now. This is true money that you should be getting. It's third stimulus. And one of the best things I've always taught the viewers of this channel is get every penny you can get when it's available. And Johnny's our inspiration story. We're going to start with him, then we're going to go over the money, then we're going to go over how to get it, and you're going to see for the first time on Early Mornings LA, a new places to get the money as well. It's delicious and starts right now. First, Johnny, inspiration story. He got $80,000 in 5 days. Not unusual, because it happens regularly. It was 2 weeks ago, and Johnny was one of several people who had started the week at $0, but by the middle of the week, he had gotten $40,000. He didn't stop there, because he reached out and started getting the other 3 items. He got 7 items by that Saturday. $80,000. You got $12,000 for SNAP, $10,000 for EIDL, $2,000 for taxes, $21,000 for housing, another $9,000 for electric, and another $25,000 for housing. Well, then the next 5 days, he told his friends and families about this channel, as many people do, and they got $100,000. He says, I have helped 5 friends save their homes and put money on their food on their table. And the numbers are incredible. 2 family members got $42,000. The other one got $57,000. Wow, that's $100,000. This has been awesome to see people stop stressing about bills. Your channel has helped so many people, LALATE and myself, tremendously. You are a godsend, Purple Power, Purple Hawk. Wow. Now, let's go over the big sums of money that people are getting. Congratulations to the people who sent me messages just a few days ago. Kyra got $17,000. Dawn got 3 items, bringing her to about $5,000. And then Deborah got $500 a month approximately for Snaps. That's $6,000. Let's look at that rent, because this is money you can get, and it's paying a lot. It's paying upwards of $27,000. Let's look at incredible numbers. Wow, I mean, look at this. This is just incredible. Purple Hawk, Purple Power. Have you become a member? Have you subscribed? You need to right today. This is the money that people are getting. Then Johnny got $9,000 for utilities, bringing the numbers even higher. Then over here, when we look at Snap, you're going to meet someone who got $25,000 annually, a lifetime, because of this channel. It's just incredible. I can't imagine I'm getting someone $25,000 a year for the rest of their lives and the family's life. Just incredible. And then Art Sullivan Nisi, she's in all the live chats. She's so wonderful. She got 3 items. He got 3 items. Inspires countless viewers to get these items. And there's Mark, who got 2 items at $32,000. Mark reveals to us 4 incredible inspirational stories from that. Number 1, in less than 5 days after my prodding, Mark got snapped. Can you imagine? In less than 5 days, you can do the same thing. Number 2, he told his friend and neighbor about this channel, and that neighbor and friend went from $0 to $21,000 of rent approved in just 5 days. Not unusual. Happens all the time. Shanann, it happened the same thing. I told my friend about you, and now she's addicted to your channel. She got $21,000. That's $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 annually for Snap. Congratulations also to Dawn, Mary, and Becca Legan, who got money with the help of Crayola. And finally, Mark got that Snap, bringing his Snap total to $19,000, and his total grand total on this channel to $50,500. Incredible. And can we top that? Yes, as Lorraine got over $105,000, because this is what we do. This is LALATE. If you just found this channel, this is what I do. I get people big sums of money. This is not FedEx or UPS. We're not here to track a check. We're here to cash checks, because the vast majority of all the money under all these stimulus packages has involved you at least picking up a phone. And people who had applied for that EID loan and grant in March of last year had not got approved, so I launched this channel to show them how to get that application approved. and I got $25 million of those applications approved, saving their business, their homes, and their employees' homes. 3 days later, an application was going live in some states, and I started recording days earlier. It was the PUA application, very confusing application. I got people that money, independent contractors across the country, like Island Bellenkamp out of Florida, $15,000. Then came the money for second stimulus. HEROES Act, May 2020, didn't happen. We waited all the way from May to December, never happened. So I stepped forward and I got viewers $250,000 for rent of utilities during the holidays. They were owed it because they hadn't seen that second stimulus come. And I got it. Like Tyrone and family of four out of Boston, $15,000 for rent, paying all his rent to the new year. But now we're doing it bigger and bolder than ever before, and I'm going to show you a new place to get this money as well for the first time in a while on Early Mornings LA. We're going to go over the introductory comments right now. Get that pen, paper, and cell phone ready. I'm going to show you first 6 places to reach out to. You reach out to all 6. Don't reach out to one of 6. It's 6 of 6. Number 2, each place has different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They also have their own pot of money. And finally, number 3, it's important to say the keywords I say in this video. All right, here you go. These are the 6 places you reach out to. Your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That is 6. Those are the places you reach out to. City hall, city house authority. County hall, county house authority. State hall, state house authority. You can always replay the video if you want to hear it again. Keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. That's it. Congratulations, Tim and Linda, who got this wonderful pot of money. If you got the money for rent or utilities, post a live chat right now. Now, for the first time in Early Mornings LA, I'm going to reveal that if you had reached out to the 6 places, all 6, and they say all 6 no's, then here are some of the nonprofits from 2020 and spring of 2021 that were paid money for those subject matters, and they are the following: Community Action, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul, United Way, Salvation Army. Reach out to them as well. Remember, also reach out to every single utility company you have. Utility assistance because of COVID. If you have 5 utility companies, reach out to all of them. The next pot of the money is the money coming back from SNAP. This is from Department of Agriculture. It's for SNAP. Eligibility is a SNAP. It comes very easily. If you got a third stimulus check, you'll likely get SNAP. How much does it pay? A lot. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, or mom, but Mark got $19,000. He's now sitting on top of $25,000. Why? Because the Department of Agriculture raised everyone's benefits up an average of 25% lifetime, automatically starting in October. It's incredible, great news, and there you go. The next spot of the money is the refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. Average payment is $2,000 to $5,000. And then finally, the refund check from IRS. This is the 2020 tax return. You paid taxes on your unemployment benefits. Average payout is anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. Margaret got it, Todd got it, Michael got it. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. The spirit of this channel is me helping you, a loving community where people help each other. So, if you're on the live chat and you got any money from this channel, I don't care if you posted it before, post it again. Post your success stories for rent, utilities, food, or internet you got, because you inspire people, you help people. People need to know just to pick up the phone and call. This is their money. This is your money. Tens of thousands of dollars. How about $80,000? How about $50,000? How about $40,000? This is your money. Just pick up the phone and call. Number 2, people are seeing bigger sums of money than ever before. This is not a few $100s. Pick up the phone and call. Number 3, there's a lot of money, and this money could create incredible financial independence for you. And there's several items for you to get, not just one item. Nart Sullivan and Nisi inspired us for that as well. And finally, the numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. And with that, let's go back to those unemployment benefits, where they landed, direct deposit otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time, it'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. And then that refund check you got. And can we top that? Yes. Here we go. Your 4th stimulus recon bill's first 645 pages has been released. Wow, how do we get to this wonderful spot? Well, the recon procedural has passed. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. That's a done deal. That was done in August. In fact, it was actually verbally agreed upon back in June and July. More about that second. But now we're at the finish line for the recon substantive. Yes, we're almost all done. And the first 600 pages of that bill have been released. Let's go over what these things are, because as we get to the finish line, everything is so important to remember, because things sometimes seem a little overwhelming. We have 2 bodies of law, recon and bipartisan. And by taking the roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it in the bipartisan, it made the recon passable. A conservative publication explains and confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, our money, before, the harder it was to pass. But by allowing the Democrats to take out the roads and bridges from the recon and put in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the recon got passable by the bipartisan. Now, here's what you need to know, is that the way the Democrats legislate with fellow Democrats is they meet and talk. They go to their offices, have a cup of coffee, walk around, call on the phone. They don't live stream themselves. They don't appear on C-SPAN or TikTok. Their negotiations are just behind closed doors. And as they agree to an item, then that item is ready to be written. And as that item is written, that's a done deal. It's done as soon as they verbally agree to it. The verbal agreement sets up the writing, and the voting on it is just ceremonial. That's why 2 months ago they had verbally agreed to, including Joe Manchin, that there would be a recon and it would be $3.5 trillion and it would be all checks to the American people and all progressive priorities. They verbally agreed to that in the month of June and July, including Joe Manchin. Then they wrote it up based upon that verbal agreement, and then they voted on it, and Joe Manchin voted in favor of it. And that recon passed, $3.5 trillion for the American people. Now, let's go to the recon let's go to how we got to that wonderful spot. By agreeing to a price tag that was big and bold enough. That's what Representative Ilhan Omar had said. We need a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. And also Representative Rishi Torres. They're both Democrats and they're both progressives. And that's why the president said, protect my recon, because everything in that recon is progressive priorities. It is. It's all checks for you. That's what Brian Schatz and Jala Paul said. In the final 15 minutes of this video, and coming up in just a second, I'm going to go over some of these incredible checks that are now confirmed in the recon. They're confirmed. There is a recon and there are checks, all checks for the American people. Lots of checks. And let's go over what the difference is between recon and bipartisan, because as we get to the finish line, I fully believe that the bipartisan will be important for you to remember what it is and what it's not. So recon is your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill, price tag $3.5 trillion. Bipartisan, not your money, roads and bridges, also called infrastructure. Recon procedural is what was passed. That's law. That is passed. And recon substantive is where we are right now. Recon substantive is the meat and potatoes that basically says, okay, now that we've agreed to do a recon, how is the money going to be spent? So let's compare that. We have the recon procedural that will do a recon. Yeah, that's law. That's already voted upon. That's finished. And now how are the committees going to spend the money? So how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by calling the vote, and 100+ House Democrats said that they're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Committee are among the others that said they're going to be putting forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus recon. Wow, can we top that? Yes, we can. As I have the first 645 pages of the reconciliation bill. Wow. And guess what? Checks, 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 and more checks. Lots of different checks of all different kinds for you and the American people, and checks for things we haven't thought that would even be in there. Really incredible, great stuff. Like hazard pay, like $300 monthly stimulus checks, like $4,000 checks to care for the seniors, like checks for bikes, checks for vehicles, checks for cars, checks for home repairs. What is going on here? It's coming up in just a few minutes. But first, I want you to get the big sums of money that are available right today. You can start getting this money for SNAP, utilities, food, or internet today. This recon's not going to pay you a check today. This third stimulus can pay you a check today. So pick up the phone and start calling today. I want you to get as many items. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage assistance because of COVID. Utility assistance because of COVID. Get these checks, and then together as a family, we'll get the 4 stimulus checks thereafter together. Meantime, if you're having problems getting all of the items from third stimulus, reach out to the volunteers. Here they are. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with the big exciting details of the 4th stimulus bill now in part being released. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in early mornings LALATE as the fourth stimulus recon bill has been released. OMG, I have all the deliciousness in the second half of this video. We'll be going over the bill, and guess what? Checks, checks, and more checks. Checks for all different walks of life. It's exactly like I had told you was happening, and I have all the details in this recording. Then we'll be going to the meat and potatoes of fourth stimulus recon and also the MSCs. I don't think we'll have time for fifth stimulus, but we will see. And also a personal message as well. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto, currently on this channel. Then at 7 a.m., Mornings Countdown, LALATE. Then 9 a.m., live on air, Mornings LALATE. Live on air, 10 a.m., Mornings Crypto. Live on air, 11 a.m., noontime. A lot of shows as we're getting to the edge of the finish line. Make sure you do not miss a single video across the board. I know a lot of you did not watch that much on Friday and Saturday last weekend, but boy, that's when the breaking news happened, and I have more for it today. Let's cut to the deliciousness of this fourth stimulus recon and go over it starting right now. We'll pass, I'll touch on fifth stimulus later today. Well, here we go. Recon procedural done. A $3.5 trillion recon passed in the month of August. That means that there will be a recon one. It will be $3.5 trillion too. Be the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, OMG. And all checks for you and the American people. The way the Democrats are getting the recon substantive to the finish line is exactly how they got the procedural to the finish line, which is the going to the meetings, going to chat amongst themselves, and working tooth and nail, day after day, hour after hour, to get this done. They are in town, they're working. They're not live streamed on C-SPAN or TikTok because they're not on the congressional floors. They're in offices. And as they agree to provisions, then they say, go ride it, meaning that's passed over the finish line. So the first 600 pages have passed over the finish line. Here we go. The first 645 pages have passed over the finish line. They verbally met. They verbally agreed upon this. This is a done deal. This is finished. So these 600 pages are done. How long will the bill be? Maybe upwards of 8,000 pages. So while this seems like a lot of stuff, this is just the start of the iceberg. Incredible details. First, there is money for hazard pay. There is money for buying electric cars and trucks, grants for college students, new money to fix homes, and also stuff I don't understand. I had to throw that in there, of course. So let's start with the first items. First, they are doing hazard pay. Wow. Now, understand, hazard pay in 2020 was introduced on this channel under the HEROES Act. It eventually did not get to law that way, but got to law in third stimulus under a modification of an existing tax code called the Earned Income Tax Credit. That Earned Income Tax Credit basically said, if I paraphrase it without saying the exact numbers, because I may be off a few dollars, if you make less than $25,000, you are an essential worker, you are single, and you are over, I believe it was 18 years of age, then you can get a beautiful tax credit on your tax return, which can turn into a refund check if you come out at no income, no taxes owed. That was as a result of modification of the earned income tax credit to expand it better to cover these essential workers. But under third stimulus, it was not a permanent tax code change. It was just temporarily. Well, here we go. Fourth stimulus proposes to make the earned income tax credit for essential workers, single individuals, lifetime. Wow. So if you are an essential worker and make less than $25,000 and you continue to work year after year, this will be on all your tax returns. You will be getting money as a hazard pay individual. Can you imagine after all this time? Hazard pay is going to be with us a lifetime. This is just, I'm flabbergasted. I'm just shocked. Okay, next is there's going to be grants for education made completely taxable. That's the Pell's grant. Then there's going to be money, and I get this question a lot, and here you go. Here's the answer. I guess they're hearing you. They're going to offer new money to rehab homes in poor neighborhoods. Incredible news. And then they're going to give you money to buy electric cars and trucks. Let's go over some of the details of this right now. So what they're going to include in there is this incredible $4,000 annual tax credit for you to be paid if you care for the elderly. A tax credit worth up to $4,000 annually for caring for the elderly. This is absolutely incredible. Then the children's check, that monthly stimulus check for the children, $300 a month, going to be lifetime, permanent. So from date of birth all the way up to 18, they will get $300 a month, $3,600 a year for 18 years. Wow, now that's a big deal. Then there will be other things like there will be big new tax credits for buying electric cars, number one. Second, for buying a commercial electric vehicle, number two. And then 15% off tax credit to buy an electric bike. A lot of people asking me about bikes on this channel. They want to pay you to actually commute on a bike, which is absolutely incredible. There will also be new tax deductions for college students, and they're going to be repealing a rule that barred students convicted from offenses from getting a opportunity tax credit. The items keep on going on. And then there is a new incentive for business to operate in Puerto Rico and other territories. And then there'll be money for wildlife protection programs as well. That's the first 600 pages. Insane. I mean, just insane. Money for bikes, money to work for seniors, $4,000, money to fix homes, money for hazard pay, money for children, money for just every single type of thing across the board. And that's just the first 600 pages of what could be an 8,000-page bill. And these are the easy items that they agreed upon right away. Wow. I mean, it's just an incredible day to start. Can you imagine? What was a reoccurring theme in all of them? Application-based. Not automated. Not automated. Not automated. And let's go to some of the other items which are proposed. They slightly overlap, but not a lot, that are proposed that are also indicative that they're not automated. So free school meals for all, checks. Tax break, checks. Cheaper prescription medication, checks. Immigration reform, checks. Farming, checks. Then we have checks for free internet, checks for seniors, checks for clean energy, checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for seniors like lowering eligibility age for Medicare, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care. Wow. That's, you see how many checks there are? Yeah, this is why the importance of listening to the videos is really paying off. Because as I showed you over the last few weeks, one, a recon, two, 3.5 trillion. Checks of so many different subject matters. Imagine if you want to ride a bike and you pay and you work for and you take care of seniors and you have a college and you want to get a college grant. There's 3 checks right there, and I just in one sentence. Yes, this is not called automated checks. This is called you qualify for things because you do certain things and you pick up the phone. Incredible details. Now let's turn to the MSE, monthly. Let's turn to the check paid by IRS. A push underway in addition to this to put those stimulus checks in there. The reconciliation is right at the edge of the finish line. And I had told viewers about 5 weeks ago to pick up the phone and call the Democratic senators and advocate for a stimulus check. And some of you did. WR did a wonderful job. Picked up the phone and called Senator Chris Coons and said, hey, I want to advocate for a stimulus check. What does advocating mean? It means you're saying something with a sentence, not a question mark. Your senators are not UPS. They're not FedEx. Where is it? When is it? How is it? When? No. You don't. That's not advocating. Question mark is not advocating. A sentence that ends in a period is advocating. I want to call you up and talk about a monthly stimulus check. And that's what WR said professionally, respectfully. And Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, Joe Biden's confidant, said, yes, I will be putting, his staffer said, yes, he will be putting a monthly forced stimulus check in the forced stimulus recon. There you go. World exclusive. Now let's turn to the other legislators. We have everyone from AOC to Warren, Wyden, and Sanders. Also, the House bill, hundreds of Democrats calling for an MSC. But one of the most important people in the equation is Bernie Sanders. Now, you just saw the first 645 pages of the bill release. Where was that release? From the Senate side? No, the House side. One of the things I have to stay on point about is that the House is drawing up the legislation we now see, but the senators can modify it. And the senators are part of the negotiations, remember. They're drafting these things in conjunction with the House. So the bill eventually will be called the Forced Stimulus Reconciliation Budget Bill. And the number one committee on the Senate side is the Budget Committee, chaired by the budget chairman that goes over the budget bill, and that person is Bernie Sanders. 3 weeks ago, Bernie Sanders said that prior budget chairmen sort of did their own thing in D.C., but I like to get out amongst the people to hear what they want. Well, that's really important. And 2 weeks ago, I said, pick up the phone and advocate for what you want. That's why Lynn Glenn did it, and also Brother Joshua, a longtime 2020 volunteer to the community page and viewer of this channel, and Purple Hawk. And he called up and advocated. I need a stimulus check. We need a stimulus check. This is why we need a stimulus check. It needs to be monthly. And the response was yes. Senator Bernie Sanders will be proposing a forced stimulus check in the forced stimulus recon. Here are the provisions that are being considered. $1,000 to $1,400 monthly. Great news. Then monthly, yes. And then a duration of 3 to 6 months. Oh, that's wonderful. But with a catch that you have to have his support because he wants to see that the American people are behind it. Well, we do. Purple Power, this is what we do. We pick up the phone, we push Purple Power. Push, push, push. Advocate. Call Senator Sanders, Warren, AOC, Jalopal. Push for that monthly stimulus check. Tell them why it's important. Now let's compare the House versus Bernie. House, $1,000 a month over 12 months, which would be about $13,000. Bernie on the high end is about $9,000. So very, very comparable. Great news with that as well. Now let's go back and recap where we are because this is what's so important. Reconciliation, yes. Passed on the procedural aspect in the month of August. There will be a recon. It will be $3.5 trillion. And it will involve checks to the American people, all checks to the American people, progressive priority, social reform checks, mostly application-based, meaning you have to pick up the phone call, not automated because they won't know to pay you something for a bike or a car or attending for the senior or your dental or vision. They don't know to pay this to you. Different than IRS because IRS doesn't keep track of these items. Now, how do they get this done? Well, the House Ways and House committees are drafting it up after the senators and House members are meeting in private behind closed doors to negotiate the provisions. As they come to agreement on some items, they're being written up. As the other items are still on the battleground, those have not been written. And we're very, very close to the final finish line. On Sunday at noontime, I did a very, very comprehensive, almost 45-minute video on the Joe Manchin comments on Sunday morning versus Bernie Sanders. You can go watch that video for my very in-depth conversation about that situation. I'm not going to repeat it, but I will basically say Joe Manchin is a non-issue. He has, under first, second, third stimulus, always said to press he's voting against. And every time the vote has happened, he's voted in favor. And I'll remind you that he voted in favor of the recon procedural. He passed it with a $3.5 trillion price tag and reconciliation separation among the committees. Finally, let's go over what's very important going into this week. This week, more provisions of this budget bill will be released to us slowly. And it harkens back to January of this year, doesn't it? Because in January this year, you learned so much from me, and I learned so much from Congress, because we started to see what was being proposed in the legislation. And as you heard those things, you said, I want this one. I want that one. I want this one. Sometimes things don't last to the very final end. Like we were promised some money for business grants, those didn't last. But you watch and you learn, I heard that thing. I heard that thing. That's the thing I want. That's where we are right now. That's the importance of staying with me right now as we start to see what is in that bill. Ultimately, the bill is 8,000 pages. It's hard to cover 8,000 pages. And even, how many videos I make a day, it's going to get lost. So that's why it's important as I go through more and more of the bill as it gets released, you stay here. Finally, a personal message. And I delivered this personal message over the weekend. I may deliver it throughout the day as well. The personal message started on Sunday, which is comments on this channel have now been turned off by me. So if you want to jump into the live chat of any particular video, please do if you're a subscriber. And the live chat, I put in a hashtag, Purple Patrol, to ensure that people watch that no one posts fake facts. It's become very apparent unfortunately in the last 7 days that some people really take pride in relishing in fake facts for you because of their disdain for the President of the United States. Yeah, there's some people that really just don't like Joseph Biden. They just don't. And they will go to no length in telling you fake facts as often as they can so that you think that President Biden won't be giving you any money. Their fake facts involve things like there is no recon. The recon has no stimulus checks. The recon has no money for anyone. The recon's all roads and bridges. We've already done this. You know what it is. And they will go to no length. They will even make up conversations that never happen. Like they will say that Brother Joshua's untruthful. They'll say that Johnny's untruthful. They'll start attacking people on this channel as they have. They have attacked viewers. They've attacked viewers I've mentioned in the video. They've attacked me. They've attacked congressional leaders. And the level of their wanting to shovel fake facts has gotten so bad that I've taken off the comments. It's important to understand that you understand that the recon is meat and potatoes will be non-automated. And that's always how stimulus has always been. First, second, and third. I got fortunes of money under EIDL. Then the next day I was doing EIDL loans. Then I was doing PPP, and then PUA, and then PPP, and then UI, and then EBT, and then was it LWA? What was that FPUC replacement thing? I forgot about LWA. Then there was the executive orders. I've always been focused on getting people money that involves something that's not automated. Automated means it just comes into the bank account, you don't have to do anything. And along the way, there were some people that just were not the bread and butter of this channel that got very used to hearing about automatic money. And they just sort of swirled around, and then they wanted to tell everyone that everything is automated, otherwise it's not there. Not true. The vast sums of money that have been gotten by this channel's viewers, anywhere from 30,000 up to 250,000 or 300,000, has been non-automated money. And as we look as a family now at this incredibly wonderful stimulus for 645 pages, you see here is that this is not automated money. This is not automated money. And as a family, it's important to learn how to get the money. It's important to learn what the money is, where it is, how I get it, where I apply, and that all is a learning process. Other people that bring a very, very bad level of hatred are people who don't want to learn, simply want things automated, and simply want things in their bank account, don't want to hear more than 30 seconds to say, in my bank account, otherwise if it's not in my bank account, I don't want to hear it. That has never been what first, second, third stimulus is. And you see here, in the first 645 pages, nothing was automated. Nothing was automated here. And you as the Purple Hawks are going to do so well under this forced stimulus recon. So that's why it's very important. And also I saw people attacking my viewers. I will not tolerate people attacking my viewers. This is a wonderful, loving community. We have a lot of love in this community. Whether it's someone that's hurt for a day, or someone that got sick, or someone that's hospitalized, or someone that had something happen to the family, everyone's always brought so much love. And it really only takes one or two bad individuals jumping into a live chat and just, ruining a person's beautiful morning. And that is the true spirit of this channel. Love and helping and getting sums of money. Forced stimulus will have fortunes of money in there. And now as we're starting to see the first 645 pages, so exciting. I mean, this is Comparing this to third stimulus, which of course was much smaller, comparing this to third stimulus, and this is the first 645 pages, I'm ecstatic. I don't know about you. I'm ecstatic. This just sounds getting to be great stuff. And these aren't $300 items. They aren't the $200 item from 2020, $600. This is big numbers. 4,000, 15% off on a bike. I mean, goodness. I mean, this is great. I mean, electric bikes are pretty chic, some of them. So this is a lot of money they're giving, and we're just getting started. So it's going to be a wonderful week. I'm going to be going over all the details as it surfaces out. And it's important for you to stay positive, you to stay here, because these are big sums of money that you're going to qualify for. And as you become informed, you are going to do the best than anyone else. And everyone's going to wonder, how did you learn all that? Just sort of smile at them. And with that, join me next on Overnight's Crypto Currently Playing List channel. Then I'm back with you at 9 a.m. with Mornings LALATE, 10 a.m. with Mornings Crypto, and then 11 a.m. with Noontime, all live. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video. 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused. The toast is toasting, the butter was buttering, and the coffee's brewing. And this is Early Mornings.